Hello and welcome to 5-Year Club video number 260. Sometimes when I talk to people about early retirement, they're like, well, what would you do? And the truth is, I'm like, I'm not really sure. Early retirement, I think as we've discussed before in a previous video, is really whatever you want to make of it. So it could be, just the idea that you don't have to keep working if you don't want to. Or it could be like actually just going and reading a bunch of books for a year. So when I came across this article, I thought it was interesting because here's a guy who retired at my age, not that I'm there yet, but he retired at 33, and this is what he's discovered about how he spends his time now that he's retired. So a self-made millionaire who retired at 33 says it took him months to adjust. Here's how he schedules his days to enjoy retirement. By Hillary Hoffower of Business Insider. No 2 days in early retirement are the same for Justin McCurry. Justin McCurry retired at 33 as a self-made millionaire. However, he was in for a bit of an early retirement shock. He said he didn't realize it would take him months to become comfortable doing nothing. McCurry found he needed to live by a schedule in early retirement, so he made time for everything from planning vacations to surfing to playing video games and socializing. If your dreams of early retirement resemble leisurely days on the beach, catching up on your reading list, or picking up that side hobby you've always been meaning to start, know that it may be easier said than done, at least at first. And let me adjust this window height a little bit. Come on. Oh, there we are. We're good already. Okay. Justin McCurry retired 5 years ago at 33 as a self-made millionaire. He and his wife spent 10 years growing their investment portfolio to $1.3 million, though she continued to bring in an income and didn't fully retire until 2016. McCurry said they were able to build a solid nest egg because they had good jobs with benefits, employed smart tax strategies, maxed out their retirement savings accounts, invested, budgeted, and bought an affordable home during an auction. He says their portfolio has since grown to over $1.7 million. But life in early retirement brought a bit of a shock to McCurry, who runs the blog Root of Good, which brings in some monthly income for the couple. He previously told Business Insider that he wished he knew it would take him at least 6 months to calm down, relax, and slow down after retiring. It took me at least that long to feel comfortable doing nothing, said McCurry, who most recently worked as an engineering manager earning about $69,000 before retiring. I felt like I had to be productive for at least part of the day, he said. Eventually, I realized that this is the rest of my life, time to enjoy it. I upped the time I spent in my hammock, caught up on my Netflix queue, and read a bunch of books. His days are a mix of fun, time outdoors, and a small dose of work. To figure out how to fill up his free time and help others do the same, McCurry created a weekly schedule for his early retirement. It's evidence that early retirement can be just as diverse as the typical work week, if not more so. No 2 days for McCurry are the same, and he's found more time to indulge in things that make him happy. Fortunately, we live in the 21st century, a glorious time with entertainment overload, instant digital connections, and unlimited choices of pastimes indoors and outdoors. And outside, he wrote on his blog. Each day typically has a mix of a lot of fun, a moderate dose of physical activity, and a small dose of work. McCurry divides his days into 5 categories: work, meals, physical, fun, and social. On a weekly basis, he spends roughly 7.5 hours with family or friends, 13 hours working, whether it's yard work or personal finance chores, 18 hours doing some sort of physical activity, such as swimming, and 35.5 hours having fun, which could be planning vacations, reading, or blogging. Early retirement is like a full-time job where tasks consist solely of having fun and socializing, he wrote. Everyone has their own definition of fun and their ideal level of socializing each week. I like a lot of solitary activities, but also enjoy the company of other people. Well, that's kind of a meaningless sentence. Here's an example of a Friday in which he was able to incorporate all 5 categories into his schedule. And here we got 7:30 a.m. He is waking up and getting ready. Okay, I wouldn't call that work, but who cares? 8 a.m. physical. Walk to school and drop off the kids. So you notice this, he lives near the school so he doesn't have to drive, and that lowers his expenses. It's a Mr. Money Mustache technique, too. 8:30 a.m. physical. Walk to the park. 9 a.m. work. Teach ABCs to his toddler. That's not work. Give me a break. 9:30 a.m. social. Play date with his toddler. How convenient. Noon. Meals. Lunch. How does that not work? I think preparing food's probably more work than teaching a toddler ABCs. 1 p.m. work, grocery shopping. 2 p.m. work, internet chores. 3 p.m. physical, walk to school to pick up the kids. I think he needs more exercise than just walking to and from that school. 3:30 p.m. physical, adventure time, which can range from visiting the park to exploring a nature reserve. 6:30 is meals, dinner. 7:30 is fun, video games, and Netflix. I realized I felt happy and fulfilled when I had a whole lot of leisure activities plus a small amount of work and intellectual stimulation during the week, he told Business Insider. McCurry says he tries to spread the work out no more than an hour or two per day. He added that sometimes he gets passionate about an idea and spends a few days absorbed in a new project, such as learning Adobe Photoshop or foreign languages. So far, I haven't experienced any boredom in early retirement, he wrote on his blog. But if I do, my first action will be to search for new activities to jump into. Yeah, and this is the experience of my parents too, is they find things to do. And a lot of times they're like, "Oh, I'm so busy," and I'm like, "Yes, because you filled your days with stuff." So yeah, that's interesting. And there we go for 5-Year Club video number 260. What would you do if you didn't have to go into work? How would you change your breakfast routine? You know, are there shows that you could watch at night that are worth watching that you don't currently stay up for? I don't know. Who knows? All right, well, that is it, and have a fabulous evening.